My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now. Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. I'll be my friends. I'm just trying to make you extra money. My job is not just to entertain, but to explain. So call me at 1-800-743-CNBC. Tweet me at Jim Cramer. The age of antitrust tyranny is over. In its place, we could be looking at 4 years of relatively unfettered capitalism, likely with higher stock prices, especially for the Magnificent Seven. It's why the Nasdaq crossed 20,000 for the first time today, up 1.77%, record high. Dow dipped 99 points. S&P gained 0.82%. Today is indeed a very big day. It's a celebration based on the replacement of big corporate nemesis Lina Khan, the current FTC head, by a pro-corporate regulator, Andrew Ferguson. Bye. He's also on the FTC. We know what he's done. He's pro-business. It's fabulous news for the tech titans because the hectoring, the threats, the endless bouts of litigation, maybe they will soon be over. Hence the NASDAQ hoopla. The change at the FTC, as well as the shift in leadership at the antitrust division of the Justice Department, make me feel that we have seen the high tide of government interference for the companies we love.
House of pleasure.
But now we have to ask ourselves specifically what's driving the individual Mag 7 stocks to these record highs beyond just the changes in government. First, people are always dumbfounded these stocks can keep going up. You hear them, right? They're in disbelief that it can happen again and again. Me, on the other hand, I'm in disbelief that people still don't get it. They know nothing! These companies do amazing things. They keep changing. They keep inventing. They have all the money in the world, which allows them to hire the smartest people on earth. They are sovereign states with better balance sheets than any country. Let's take them one by one. Let's start with Apple, which was up nicely earlier today before pulling back at close. Today, Apple announced the release of iOS 18.2, which they say has a brand new set of Apple intelligence features, including ChatGPT, Image Playground, used to create funny Genmojis. We tested Genmojis by giving me my old hair back, but we couldn't do it. You son of a... What? I told you to cut that. All right, it made us laugh. It's making you laugh. It's making everybody laugh. Hey, yeah, they're laughing at me. But I said, oh, you know what? I can handle that. Because it doesn't, not one bit. I'm cool with it. Oh, then we asked Siri something. We said, what would you do with a family of 4 in NYC in the winter? It replied, I'll need to use ChatGPT to write that. Should I go ahead? That's nice. We said yes. And then it gave us 5 terrific ideas emphasizing... Thank God they took that down. Emphasizing the winter aspect of this great city. I thought they were great ideas, coherent, cogent. Pretty much what it's kind of what I thought as someone who's lived here for 40 years. I got a lot of those ideas, but then there were others that were better. Succinct, terrific. Tim Cook, great job. I loved it. But there might be something else at work behind Apple's recent strength. We're likely seeing the end of the Biden administration's harebrained attempt to hobble Apple. Just like Kathy Bates hobbled James Caan and Cramer fade Misery, one of Stephen King's best, by the way, although that particular scene is still a little difficult to watch. Back on March 21st, the Justice Department sued Apple for monopolizing the high-end smartphone market. In fact, they invented a whole new category of smartphone just to make this argument. Just as when after Apple for charging more because Justice charged, well, you know, whatever. They forgot that you can get it mostly from Verizon. I'm tired of the Andy Williams song already, okay? Apple exerted pressure everywhere, suppressing everything and everyone that competed against them, says Justice. Left out of the investigation? We can't live without these darn phones, for heaven's sake, because they're so good. They're great. And, hey, if you don't like it online, just go buy a Samsung. Go ahead, make my day. I think common sense will take over under Trump's Justice Department, which seems far more concerned with ideological issues involving free speech. Apple will be fine under that because they're not a media platform. That's why the stock can keep rallying. It's yet another reason why Apple's giving you, get this, a 250,908% gain since coming public 44 years ago. Take that, S&P. Next, Amazon just won't quit, up $5 today, and this time it's all about President-elect Trump's pick for the FTC chair, Ferguson. He'll be replacing Khan, who, as I mentioned, was relentless in her attempts to smash Amazon. Boy, did she hate Amazon, because she thinks it's too powerful. As she put it, quote, Amazon's actions allow it to stop rivals and sellers from lowering prices, degrade quality for shoppers, overcharge sellers, stifle innovation, and prevent rivals from fairly competing against Amazon, end quote. What's missing? How about the fact that Amazon Prime is the greatest bargain in the world, and it's managed to lower prices for 200 million users? But if you're a merchant and you don't like their platform, just go to Shopify, for heaven's sake. It's not like Amazon sending the mafia to put its rivals out of business. It's just great at what it does. How could the FTC be so out of step with America? How could it be? How could it be so ideological? So not respectful of Amazon or its reputation, the reputation of its own organization. Amazon, by the way, is up 306,913% since it became public on May 15th of 1997. You know, that doesn't happen if you're a relentless bad actor, like the FTC would have you believe. Alphabet may still have a problem with the authorities, not because they're so good, but because some members of the Trump team really do believe that Alphabet's trying to brainwash us with liberal ideology. That said, the Biden Justice Department's been trying to dismantle this business, and I bet they're no longer going to do that under Trump. Plus, with a GM self-driving business shutting down, Alphabet's Waymo is down a competitor. I think that greatly boosts the value of Waymo if Alphabet ever wants to spin it off. Still one more reason why this stock has rallied 9,086% since it came public August 19, 2004. Meta Platforms. It's up huge. Now, some of that's because Meta's multi-year hounding by the FTC is now over, even if the original investigation started during the Trump first term. On November 13th of this year, a federal judge ruled that the case can go forward. The market's breathing a sigh of relief because it's going to go forward under Andrew Ferguson, not Lena Khan. That makes me feel that things will work out. It'd be okay for Meta. Another reason why Meta stock is now up 1,565% since it came public on May 18th of 2012. In a last-minute attempt to slam as many Mag 7 stocks as she could, Lena Khan decided to go after Microsoft a couple weeks ago, mainly for bundling its cloud computing offerings with office and security products. You can't make this stuff up what this person was doing. Khan also wants to examine the company's growing power in the AI segment. She just can't stand big tech. I think this investigation it now goes nowhere. And that's how Microsoft can continue its long run. Now rallied, by the way, 615,798% since it came public in 1986. Can you believe these numbers? Outgoing Justice Department was looking deep into NVIDIA to see if it was engaged in monopolistic practices. Were they abusing the power to determine who gets the latest and greatest chips? I think the incoming Justice Department will come as close as possible to congratulating them for being the best in the world, allowing NVIDIA to continue its winning streak. By the way, the stock's up 557,140% since it came public in 1999. Finally, with GM out of the robotaxi race, it's just Tesla versus Waymo, and Elon Musk has made it clear that his cars will be the first mover, even though Tesla's done none of the regulatory paperwork that Waymo's done. I believe him simply because he's tight with President-elect Trump. The White House can make the interstate highway system a test lane for Tesla, and it will thrive on it, and the economics of a Tesla taxi are dramatically cheaper than a Waymo. Looks like Tesla can keep its winning ways up 37,381% since IPO 2010. I am of two minds about this. I understand how Lena Khan might think that every one of these dominant companies is too powerful. It could certainly become a problem in the future. But the Magnificent Seven are dominant because they're extraordinary. They're largely loved. They are the envy of the world, and they are ours. They're ours. And, hey, if you want, you can have a piece of them, too. They've done well, and now with the antitrust regulators out of their hair, I expect even better returns. At the very least, they only need to worry about innovation from other companies, not punishment from the feds. The bottom line, we don't want our government to prosecute these mega-cap companies unfairly, and we don't want the government to bail them out either. We just want these amazing businesses to compete for our affection and our dollars, which is exactly what they do every day, 24/7. You know what? It's a remarkable thing. Jake in New York. Jake.
What's up, Cramer? How are you?
I'm just celebrating how great the Mag 7 are tonight, and the government's going to get off their back. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm hanging in there, man. But I'm wondering about a stock, and I think you're the man to tell me about it.
I'd be the man.
So 2 days ago, Cintas dropped like 10%. I didn't see any news. Maybe you know a little bit more about it. But, I mean, I know everyone's a little scared about, like, the healthcare segment, and everyone's very excited about the small business segment. So what do you think?
I think you buy Cintas. I was going to put this in the bullpen for the charitable trust. I was actually thinking about putting this in. I've been talking with Jeff about it. I think this is one of the Jeff Marks. I think it's one of the greatest stocks of all time. And they have just a huge pastiche, if not mosaic, of great customers. Buy Cintas. I disagree with the sellers. Let's go to Jill in my home state of New Jersey. Jill.
Hi, Jim.
Jill.
I bought Royal Caribbean back during COVID. It looks
You be
like
genius.
gained over 200% since then. And I'm wondering now if it's a buy, a hold, or a sell.
I want to hold Royal Caribbean. The other day, I was speaking to Jeff Marks and Ben Stoto. I said, look, I don't like the fact that every day another analyst comes up and raises price targets. So let's just say no more buying of it right now. I like Viking more than I like Royal Caribbean right here. We can't keep buying up and up and up on the same set of earnings. Look, I don't want the government to punish our fantastic companies that you and I love. I just want to allow them to compete for our money and our affection, which is what they do every single day. Now, there's more power ahead for a utility player called Sempra. I'm talking to the CEO about the energy landscape. I like the non-volatility aspect of his stock. Then the latest earnings report from off-price retailer Ollie's Bargain Outlet crossed the tape yesterday. I'm breaking down the quarter to see if it can compete with the bigger players in the space. Plus, is the Santa Claus rally really coming to town? I'm going off the charts on the latest moves in the VIX and the S&P 500 and what they mean for the market. And I am glad that Genmoji is finally down, so stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.